All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're essentially going to act as digital anthropologists. We're taking something that, on the surface, looks and sounds like absolute unstructured madness, and we're going to treat it with the utmost journalistic sincerity. We're talking about a heavily modded gaming experience that completely pushes the boundaries of sensory overload.
And just to give you a taste, this brilliant wall of text perfectly illustrates the sheer auditory panic we're about to unpack. I mean, look at this. This isn't some weird glitch. This is the actual, literal dialogue track of our source material. It's just a relentless, breathless stream of consciousness, a total barrage of panic, excitement, and absolute confusion. It is, frankly, a lot to take in all at once. So, to make sense of this relentless barrage without losing our minds, I've structured our explainer into 5 distinct thematic buckets. We're going to look at 1. A chaotic modded premise, 2. Evading the LSPD, 3. Zombies, monsters, and spaceships, 4. Unexpected cinematic cameos, and 5. The meme audio landscape.
Okay, starting right off with Section 1, a chaotic modded premise, setting the stage.
We kick things off with our premise, which actually comes straight from the only piece of context the creator gives us, the title. It promises an incredibly specific, hyper-modded environment, featuring superheroes, motorcycles, and something called the Spider-Man Bridge, all built inside the Grand Theft Auto V engine. Right off the bat, we know we are far, far away from the game's original intended design. We're stepping into a custom-built playground of pure imagination.
Moving right along to Section 2, evading the LSPD, the conventional threat.
You see, beneath all the screaming and the chaotic meme sound effects, there's this constant grounding anchor of reality. Well, video game reality anyway. Throughout the entire ordeal, the player is relentlessly pursued by the Los Santos Police Department. The LSPD is issuing these stern, highly conventional warnings right in the middle of absolute madness. It's such a hilarious contrast. You have the player experiencing mind-bending, reality-breaking events, and the digital cops are literally just trying to pull him over for a traffic violation.
But as you might guess, those mundane police sirens are quickly overshadowed by Section 3, zombies, monsters, and spaceships, the supernatural threat. This completely illustrates the jarring juxtaposition between the game's original programming and the heavily modded chaos the player just injected into it. You've got the standard game mechanics working exactly as intended, but they're colliding head-on with utter custom-built mayhem. We've shifted completely from a standard cops and robbers scenario to a full-blown sci-fi horror movie.
Now, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding the extraterrestrial origin of these monsters. The player just casually drops this lore right in the middle of the chaos. The zombies aren't from a virus, they came from a spaceship. And what's so fascinating is that the player treats this like it's a totally normal, perfectly logical progression of events on this Spider-Man bridge.
The emotional whiplash here is just wild. The player's reaction to this horrifying, spaceship-bound zombie threat is this bizarre mix of sheer panic and childlike joy. We were trapped! Yippee! It really tells us so much about the mindset of the creator and the audience for this kind of content. The danger isn't actually supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be thrilling in the most absurd way possible.
Which brings us to Section 4, unexpected cinematic cameos, a bizarre alliance.
Just when the zombies and the LSPD threaten to completely overwhelm the player, a totally unexpected cast of characters shows up. Without any warning, any setup, or, any logical reason whatsoever, Lightning McQueen from the Pixar movie Cars is introduced directly into the middle of this alien zombie attack. The player actually thanks Lightning McQueen for the assist. The digital anthropology here is wild. We are witnessing a complete collapse of intellectual property borders. Everyone is just thrown into the exact same chaotic sandbox.
And oh, it doesn't stop there. Lightning McQueen is followed almost immediately by a confused Mater. But Mater isn't even there to fight the zombies. He wanders through the carnage, completely ignoring the player, looking for building materials for a new garage. It is a surreal, bizarre non-sequitur dropped right into the middle of a high-speed chase. And culminating this rapid-fire narrative shift, Superman himself flies in to provide a last-minute rescue. Think about that for a second. We've gone from local police to space zombies to Pixar cars to DC superheroes, all in the span of a few frantic minutes. It's honestly a masterpiece of digital maximalism.
Finally, we reach Section 5, the meme audio landscape, scoring the madness. Here, the creator completely abandons traditional dialogue. Instead, we get an aggressive auditory assault made entirely of classic internet soundbites. These phrases are fired off like machine gun rounds. It's basically a language made entirely of internet references. If you are deeply embedded in internet culture, this is literally like reading sheet music. You can hear every single one of these quotes perfectly in your head.
Let's see how this builds into an actual emotional arc. By categorizing these sound bites, we can see exactly how the creator rapidly cycles the viewer's emotions. We swing wildly from sheer panic to overconfident taunts to completely surreal non sequiturs, like a sudden pizza delivery announcement during a literal life-or-death struggle. It's a perfectly engineered roller coaster of attention-grabbing noise.
And then, after surviving alien spaceships, the entire Los Santos Police Department, and teaming up with Lightning McQueen and Superman, the chaos just stops. The creator delivers a jarringly calm, completely standard YouTube sign-off. It's as if they just finished baking a cake rather than surviving a digital fever dream. It really highlights just how performative and engineered the preceding chaos truly was.
Which leaves us with this final thought to ponder. We've categorized the madness, sure, but when we strip away traditional storytelling, when we remove logical plots and consistent characters, is this chaotic, meme-filled sensory overload exactly what the modern internet audience craves? Is chaos itself the new narrative? It's a fascinating shift in how we consume entertainment, and it's definitely something worth thinking about the next time you find yourself scrolling through a seemingly endless feed of digital noise.